So what I'm going to do is just start with the leg lift. A lot of people, when they throw the baseball, they don't utilize all of the power. They throw more with their arm than they should instead of throwing with their legs and their hips. So today I'm going to show you how to utilize your legs properly, how to gain a proper stride, how to use this. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my left leg to propel myself out and get plenty of leverage, plenty of power towards home plate. So again, it's just legs and hips that are going to drive that momentum forward. A lot of us focus on our arm as opposed to using our entire body to throw the baseball. So first of all, as I face this way, the proper way, once I get this balance, I'm in the balanced posture. Once I find this tall balanced posture, I'm going to bring my leg up. Now, y'all know by now, if you've been watching these videos, that you need to lead with your hips. But what I haven't talked about is a stride. How long is your stride supposed to be? Well, at least 100% of your height. If you're not striding out at least 100% of your height, you have to work on that. And here's why. Not only does, now I'm not going to stride 100% of my height, but I am going to lead with my hips. I am going to find that power, that explosive power there. Notice that my head stays over my center of gravity, which is my belly button, as I go at a foot strike. So a lot of guys, they'll just lift their leg up right here, and they'll actually just step. I just call it stepping to foot strike instead of striding. You want to make sure you stride, not step, and here's the difference. If I just bring my leg up like this, okay, and I step, if there's an imaginary brick wall, a step would be my knee hitting that brick wall first, as opposed to my hip hitting that brick wall first. So you can physically see the difference between a step and a stride just by what I did right there. So here is a step, and here is a stride. And with a stride, you're going to get much more momentum. That's one way to increase your velocity, is getting a better stride. And you'll notice that I used this leg as a leveraging tool to propel myself forward. I just didn't step, okay? I took a stride and I kind of threw that leg forward, okay? So if you do that with a long stride, at least 100% of your height, you're actually going to get some momentum going. The second thing you need to do, which I'm going to end here, just going to talk about delayed shoulder rotation and bringing your hips all the way around. A lot of pitchers, they don't use their hips the correct way, and this is what I mean. Okay, let's just say this is 100% of my height. If I stride here and I start rotating my hips, if I drop this shoulder, okay, a lot of pitchers, they'll drop this shoulder and they won't use the second part to increase velocity, and that's rotating your hips all the way around until release of the baseball. Obviously, you want to release the baseball out here, and a lot of pitchers, they'll drop that front shoulder, and so their hips don't quite out-release. When they release, one, they'll release a little early, and two, most of the time their hip won't come all the way around, so they're losing that power necessary, maybe 4 or 5 miles an hour faster. And once again, they're using their arm, trying to get their, trying to find that power in their arm as opposed to their legs and their hips and their entire body. So let's recap here. Once I get to foot strike, right here, I'm going to delay this shoulder, or actually I can do that right before foot strike. I can start rotating my hips and delay this shoulder. But then what I also want to do is make sure I use what's called a squeeze and swivel technique. I drop this elbow. I don't force that elbow down. I drop that elbow.